Good morning. It is July 17th, 2024. It is a Wednesday, and I am alone. Just outside of Craters of the Moon National Park in southeast Idaho. I slept poorly, but I think it was just like I have very vivid dreams, which I'm very grateful for. I wouldn't trade that for anything. Some things. So I was just like waking up because of my dreams. And so it wasn't awful. There was no sounds. It was nothing to do with like my surroundings. It was very peaceful. No bugs or very minimal bugs in my car, which I'm very thankful for. But I did a bit of journaling. I did a bit of drawing. Because I ran out of things to journal about. I'll just do a little sneak peek of that. Mountains. Basically the same thing. No difference. Can't even tell. That's what I thought. I know what I'm doing today. 18, 19, 20. 3 full days before I'm supposed to be in Zion. Ready to go. Alright, so I just hiked up very short but steep, like 0.2 miles up this lava rock hill, which feels great. And now we're at the top. I'm at the Spatter Cones Trail at Craters of the Moon National Monument and Reserve. There's some over there. These are formed when magma bubbles up and hardens around. These are kind of like the last little miniature. Wow, look at that. There's some snow in there. Miniature volcanoes, essentially like the last stage of volcanic eruptions. And so like the last bit of magma comes up through these, which have hardened around those last couple gaps in the earth. Pretty fragile, so I've read. I believe this is the North Cone. Embarrassing if I'm wrong, but it is steep. But this is a humbling moment. These were volcanoes. This is what blew up, and that's huge. I am on the Broken Top Loop Trail, still at Craters of the Moon National Monument and Preserve in southern Idaho. And it is a bit more lush for sure. And I just had a wonderful conversation with this woman I passed. She takes a trip every summer. She goes to all these national parks here now and head out to Washington. I was like, hey, I'm from Washington. A lot of fun places to go. And I was like, oh, you should go to Crescent Lake. I love Crescent Lake, or Lake Crescent. Obviously don't love it that much. She's going to Ohanapekosh. I love Ohanapekosh. My family went there all the time growing up. Wonderful conversation. We ended up talking for like maybe 15 minutes. It was awesome. Here we are, I think, at the scenic viewpoint too. And this woman I just ran into, didn't catch her name, but she said it was very brave a lot of times. And I quite appreciated that. So here's to me being brave and being proud of myself and being alone. Woo. Once again, photos from Hawaii, which I just think is super funny. That is the cinder cone. Yeah, this little peak here. And so you can see like that whole basin is where the lava was erupting from. And over there are those, I'm forgetting what they're called now. Like, oh, splatter cones. Those are splatter cones. So like it erupted, came over here, and like, you know, those are erupting too. And then like lava's coming out of there. As it's cooling, it's creating more and more of these cones as like last stages. But also you can like visually see how the lava is like traveling down here. And then this area here is the big sink. And so you can see the ridge here and how the lava just flowed into this like a big tub, or perhaps like a sink. And then you know, it's cooling, and then as the lava is flowing out into these tubes, which are kind of going under here, and you can see more, there's like, it looks like there's another ridge over here. The center is like emptying out and creating this kind of crater looking thing. These are bombs that were thrown in the air during these volcanic eruptions. So we're going this way, but this is where the trail changes from nice to rugged. I feel like it's a little bit like follow the yellow brick road, but instead it's like follow the iron spikes jutting out of the hardened lava rock. Big cinder butte. My big boot. Not having to carry water was nice. And you know what? I honestly don't know if I would have done it differently, but I am thirsty. So, you know I've been working on, or I know I've been working on my Chaco tan, and I'm pretty sure that like 80% of this is dirt, but do you think you can see the lines? Sorry for showing my veiny size 11 monster feet. And I'm here. I'm gonna try and go all the way to the exit. We'll see if I do that. Like I said, I'm kind of a baby. And there's where we came from. And I'm not seeing any bats. There's some dripping water over there. I think it's water, unless it's bat poop. A little bit of rock scrambling to do. Okay, I think this is the end of the trail. And it's just that it's like a narrow opening, they said. But I'm gonna choose to be brave today. And I'm gonna do it. Ooh. Creepy. Not creepy, cool. And nature. Ooh. And here is the, wow, little opening. Wow. I did that. Did it. That's the little opening I came out of. Down in there. Didn't see any bats. Probably for the best for me. I love this song, so we're all listening to it. I don't care if it rains or freezes, as long as I got my plastic Jesus sitting on the dashboard of my car. Going 90, it ain't scary, cause I got the Virgin Mary sitting on the dashboard of my car. I am at Dierkes Lake, next to the falls, and there's a swimming hole, and there are people in it, and I smell gross, so, and I'm a little stressed, so we're going swimming. And I have built something for this exact situation. Boom. Shout out me for making it for my own design. Okay, maybe not shout out me, because it's kind of falling everywhere. We're just gonna take this side and do like a kind of tie. This is annoying, but it's gonna work out, I believe. We need a change in the parking lot, which I guess you shouldn't see. Okay, I have gone in the water. I did some dives. Yeah, I did have this moment where I was at the water and I had my GoPro set up, and I was like, someone could definitely have an issue with me setting up a GoPro in front of this like lake where a bunch of kids are swimming. I tried really hard to like focus it only on me. But I was like, if someone comes up to me and is like, hey, turn your camera off, I'd be like, yes, of course. But for my justification, I was like, oh, I'll just say like, you know, my dad's sick and he can't be here, but I can take videos and like send them to him and like have him be part of the adventure. And then I realized like I never did that when he was sick, and it just felt like he wasn't sick very long, and that I never really got into a rhythm of, oh, he's sick. That was never like a phase, it was an intermediate, and the whole time I was like, it's gonna be over and he's gonna be better, or he's gonna be gone. And then when he was gone, I don't think I'm not sure I actually understood that as an option, and I'm not sure that like I fully understand it now, which is maybe in this whole web of grief, some part of my like lack of acceptance so far. Food for thought. And here is gonna be home tonight, hopefully, if there's spots. Let's all cross our fingers. Thank you, Ricketts RV Camp. Okay, it is windy outside, but all of my anxieties are gone. And I think it was all tied to finding somewhere to sleep tonight, and I was fairly sure that this was not gonna happen. It's first come, first serve. There's a couple other people here. There's someone also in their Subaru. Yeah, I'm feeling quite lucky, quite relieved. I'm going to eat something and maybe wash my hair because it's feeling kind of gross, and maybe it'll dry before it gets too dark. It's still like 70, 80 degrees. Okay. Or just super embarrassed myself. I should have got some weed. It's like kind of gray. Here's my ultra high-tech drying system. I have my book, I'm making tea actively, and then I'll put it in my cup, and then I'm gonna make soup. Okay, it is time for bed. Not really, but it's like, this is the time I don't get out of my car anymore. And we're locked and secure. I did move campsites because the last people at my campsite had left so much trash that it was overrun with mice. And so I'm pretty comfortable with mice usually, but I drew the line when I was changing and they were like running under my car, and I was like, I don't like the surprise mouse. So I moved to a different site that has less trash. Yes, it is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. It is just about 10 p.m. And I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow.